Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can reduce your monthly bills by doing a gut check on them at least once a year. If you are interested in learning about that and what that means, then keep on watching. So I like to call this a gut check. I'm sure there is an actual name for it, but I just kind of like made that term up. It's very important to do. I do this at least once a year, and basically all that means is that you are going to write down every single bill that you have, everything coming out of your account, whether it's a bill like a fixed rate, a variable rate, a subscription, something like that. You're gonna write everything down. So depending on like how I'm feeling that month, I do this two different ways. I do this electronically. I go onto my phone, I click on the green Every Dollar app. It shows me like my budget. I love this one. I can drag and drop my expenses, put them in the right category, and it tells me how much I have left in my budget for the month. If I'm not feeling electronic that month, I will do paper, and I will grab my budgeting planner. I will link it down below. Sometimes I want to write things, sometimes I want it on my phone. It just depends. You pick the way that makes sense for you. Okay, so basically we are going to look at every single category, and we are going to evaluate how much we're spending and try to figure out if there's a way that we can bring this down. Some of these obviously you're not going to be able to, or maybe only certain times of the year. So let's start with the biggest one, your mortgage or your rent. So if you're renting, your rent's probably not a non-negotiable item. Like, you have to pay what your landlord says. If you are a homeowner, once a year, your insurance and like your escrow account are gonna come out for like reevaluation. So for us, the past couple of years, our mortgage has been going up because of taxes and insurance. So this year, whenever I got my insurance for the following year, I went shopping around, and I highly recommend it. Lots of people don't want to do this because they're like, oh, well, my car insurance is bundled and then I have to change that and blah, 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 blah. It's gonna range from person to person. This saved us so much money. Our home insurance for our home, when we bought the home, was $3,000 a year, and it has slowly crept up every year because of inflation. But now this year they were wanting us to pay $6,000 a year for home insurance. No, it was gonna make our mortgage go up so much more than it already has. So I said no, and I took a couple of weeks to go shopping around. I asked family and friends, I looked online, and I found a company that was going to lower my rate and pay less than I was at the moment. So my mortgage for next year is going down $400 a month. I'm not kidding. So shop around, and I know it's not like a task that people love, but it's gonna save you money. Okay, so it may be an annoying week or so with you shopping around, people trying to call you, you talking to people. Try to shop around, and you could even just call the people you have now and tell them you're about to leave, and they may lower it. So just consider that. Look at all of your deductibles and everything you're covering, and really look and see, like, am I overpaying? You know, do I really need this? Stuff like that. So shop around. And then we're gonna go into car insurance. So car insurance is another thing. Obviously it's going up for everybody because of inflation, but that is another bill that you're gonna gut check. You're gonna look at that and see, how much am I paying? You know, should I shop around? This company I've been with for years, they just keep going up and up on me. I've never made a claim, all these different things. Shop around in your area, okay? Sometimes finding somebody local is easier than not having somebody local, but that's gonna be similar to the home insurance. You gotta shop around, and if you can bundle it to save, bundle it. But you know, not always. I found a home insurance policy that was gonna save me money, so much money, $3,000, y'all, and I did not bundle it with my car insurance. So it's really just gonna depend on your area, where you live, but definitely look at your car insurance. So you're just gonna continue this process for literally every single bill. The next one that I'm going to recommend is looking at your electricity bill. This is going to vary from location to location, state to state. If you live in Texas, there is a website called Power to Choose, and basically it's a website. I will link it down below. You can put in like where you live in your area, and it's going to recommend to you electricity providers and the best cost recommendation. You do have to pay attention to the contract terms, how long it is. You also need to pay attention to like kilowatt usage for your family. But guys, I found an amazing deal with a company called Just Energy. I will link them down below if you're in Texas. But basically, I'm on this plan right now where our electricity is free from like 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. So during the day, unless it's like really, really hot in the summer, we try to not use the air conditioner. I try to wash clothes at night. I try to do the dishwasher at night. I try to do all of these things to help save me money in my home that's 3,000 square feet. I don't have bills of electricity over $250. Like $250 is what we usually pay in the summer months, and like this past month my bill was $193. So try to shop around. I also get a free Sam's Club gift card every year with that, which is really crazy. So like every year around Christmas I get a $50 Sam's Club gift card. So you got to shop around. I will link them down below and link this website, but so many people pay an astronomical amount on their electric bill, and I would just really encourage you, like I know some people love to live in 60-degree weather, but we don't do that in our house, and we live in like 75-degree weather, and I'll open the windows and we just try to be like we're comfortable, we're not sweating. I turn the fans on, and if it's truly hot I do turn the AC on, but I hope you get what I mean. Like we are just trying to be like frugal, if that makes sense. So this kind of goes along with the electricity, your water bill. Try to be frugal as well. We try to. My water bill is usually always around the same price, but like in the summer times it does go up whenever my kids want to play in the sprinkler outside. But just try to be frugal with that. Most of the time you can't shop around on your water provider. You know, people have like their city water or a well. So if you have a well, then your water is probably free, which is great, but that's something else that you can just choose to be frugal with instead of shopping around, because you can't. So another bill that you can take a look at is your internet provider. I pay one rate a month. I do pay like $95 a month for my internet, and I have like the highest plan just because I work from home on my computer. My kids like watch TV, they stream things. If people come over, I want them to be able to use their phone and us not be like spinning waiting for the internet to work. And then my home is like wide this way, and so I have a bigger range so that my whole home can have Wi-Fi. But if that's not something that you need, consider going down a plan for your internet that month, and then if it works for you, then keep it that way. If you're somebody that pays for TV, consider getting rid of TV and just do streaming. There's lots of shows that are free for you to watch. That's going to save you a lot of money, because DirecTV and Dish, you know, they do charge a lot, and I think that they charge so much more than they used to, because they know that people are streaming instead. So that is definitely an area where you can cut out some money. And then one of my favorite ways that we save money on our bills is our cell phone. So we switched at least 5 years ago to Cricket Wireless instead of AT&T. Now there are lots of companies like this. Like I think T-Mobile has their own, and like Verizon has their own, but basically I'm only paying, I'm not kidding y'all, our cell phone bill is $80 a month for 2 cell phones that are unlimited talk, text, and data. Our phones are paid for, yes, but whenever I had AT&T for the same thing, we were paying $150 for the same thing, and our phones were paid for. So Cricket is basically like, they use the same towers as AT&T. They're like their generic brand. We save so much money by switching to Cricket. So look at your cell phone bill, do a gut check here, look and see how much you owe on phones, consider paying them off to make your bill lower. And if you can switch to a generic provider, give it a try, because it literally saves us so much money. And people pay so much money monthly for their phones, y'all. Like, it's just a phone. So there are going to be other bills that you have that maybe I don't have. Like, maybe you have a gym membership. Really consider, like, are you using it? Are you just paying for it and you're too lazy to go cancel it because they make you go in person? Lots of people can work out at home for free. You can go on walks. I know, like, people are obsessed with walking pads that you can just like pull out from under your couch and walk from home. So really consider, you know, I could buy this walking pad for $150, or I could pay $50 for 3 months for a gym membership that I'm not using and have enough money to buy this walking pad that I can use every single day. So consider that. I know that, like, I have somebody that cleans my home every couple of weeks, and yes, it's not a necessity, but it helps me so much as a mom. It helps me mentally, and that is something that I would rather scrape by in another area. Like, I would rather pay 80 bucks a month for my cell phone and have that extra $100 for a cleaning lady any time of the month, right? Or I would rather not get my nails done anymore and have somebody clean my home that's really going to help me. So really just consider where you're at. If you have like a gas bill or something like that, you know, that's really not something that you can negotiate, but you might be able to find somebody else, if possible, just depending on where you live. We have a gas bill for our home, but we really don't use it unless it's like freezing cold here in Texas, but that's something that you can look at negotiating as well. This is just a simple method that I do once a year. And why do I do it once a year? I do it once a year because slowly over time, your bills change. They creep up. Companies do that, and you have to stay on top of your bills. So many people will just pay something for years and think, oh, well, that's just what I have to pay. But you can shop around. It's a free country. We get the privilege to do that here, right? So make sure to take advantage of that. It can really help you. We did this last month and we got our bills down $700, y'all. Like, over the past 3 years, our bills have been creeping up. So we looked at our homeowner's insurance, our car insurance, our medical insurance. We looked at our electricity bill. We looked at all of these different things, did a gut check to try to help save us money. And now this month we owe $700 less a month in bills, which we can use for vacation or other things in our life, saving, you know. So I really encourage you to do this. This is something that we do once a year. Look at your bills. And last thing, if you have subscriptions that you're paying for but you're not using, cancel them. I've talked about this before with, like, Rocket Money is a great idea. It tells you, looks at all your spending and tells you, you know, subscriptions, and will cancel it and different things like that. But take a look at your subscriptions. I hope that y'all thought this was helpful. Hopefully I wasn't like all over the place here, but this is something that I teach in Budget Fix Academy, which is not up and running right now, but I'm really considering opening it back up for y'all. If y'all want that, let me know down in the comments, and I might do that pretty soon. So I will see y'all in my next video, guys. I'm also going to be sharing with y'all my top 10 ways to save money on your grocery bill, which I know a lot of people want to see, but that will be my next budget video coming up very soon. So I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, everybody.